This morning for a warrior flow with a focus on accessing our inner empowerment. And that's kind of a little hypocritical to say that, because empowerment is always accessed within. It's always accessed within. But sometimes when we give our power away, we give it away to things outside ourselves. And the power and empowerment is always when we are accessing it within. And it's lovely to have other things and people to empower us outside, but unless we feel that empowerment within, unless it's coming from within, it's not going to be true empowerment. So let us begin taking this moment to feel the earth below you. Feel that physical earth supporting your physical body, this body temple that your infinite divine consciousness is animating through. And feel the support. You're held and you're supported by this earth. And taking this moment to scan inside your inner being, just noticing, beginning to breathe into this lower belly, abdominal breathing, belly breathing, and just scan the body and scan the physical. How is the physical body feeling right now in this moment? Noticing that physicalness of your body temple. And then scanning the energy, your inner energies, the vitality within, the aliveness inside of you. Noticing any flowing of energy, any tingling, moving, pulsing. Continuing to breathe in the belly and taking a moment to check in with the emotional and the mental and the spiritual. Just take some time to bring your attention in on yourself and notice how you're feeling right now on all levels of your being. And now take the time to set an intention for yourself. Be an intention for this practice or for this day, for this year, for a lifetime, whatever is important to you to create and manifest for yourself. And taking a moment after you set that intention silently to yourself, always in the positive and present moment. Take a moment to feel the emotions that you feel from having this intention fully manifesting. And I invite you to set that intention now. Beautiful job. And let's do a few pelvic rocks here, just making some circles around. And as you do it, noticing the sensation in your lower back, your thighs, and moving in the other direction, keeping that breath flowing. And coming back to center, beautiful. Just warming the body up for just a minute here, and then we're going to move into our warrior flow. So let's just shake out the arms and legs, wake up the body, shake out the shoulders, and then we'll do some twists, allowing that heel to come up off the floor. Beautiful. Let's tap the body, waking it up. Don't forget the belly and the lower back. Both arms and hands. And when you get here to your thymus, this spot, it's right here. It's under the throat. It's above the breastbone, and just tapping that spot. This is your thymus, and it is your immunity center. And so if you tap this every day and wake it up, it won't shrink as you age. And so your immunities will stay strong as you move through time. Your body moves through time. Just tapping that and waking that up for the day. And then finish tapping. Gentle taps on the face and the scalp, the head, the skull. Beautiful job. And we're going to do a little bit of cross patterning for the right and left brain. So we can just bring each hand to the opposite shoulder. Start to integrate that brain movements. Beautiful. Let's go to the knee. It's a very simple action which can really help with brain integration. Helps you to learn, to study, to concentrate. And let's add the opposite shoulder as we do the opposite leg. The opposite knee. Beautiful. More times. Very good. Now you're all tuned up for the day. Your brain is all balanced. We're going to do our breath of joy. Inhaling the arms out to the chest. Inhaling the arms out wide, open heart. And then inhaling the arms out, up to the heavens. And then as we exhale, we're going to bend the knees and hinge down with a nice giant exhale. So let's together inhale. Exhale. One more time. And let's stay down on this exhale. Let's hang for a moment. Maybe shake the head out just very gently and relax the neck. Taking a breath here. Feeling those sensations. And nice and slowly keeping the head relaxed. Just one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way back up. Beautiful job. Let's move into our warrior flow. Let's bring a nice wide stance for our legs, our feet. I'm going to take this right foot and I'm going to turn it 90 degrees to face the front of the mat. Back foot is coming in about 30. The heels are either aligned. My front heel is going through the arch of my back foot. That's the alignment I like to have. So we always set the foundation first before we move into a yoga pose. We set that foundation and then we start to move into some alignment, and we're going to be moving into Warrior Two, Vera Madrasana 2. So we're going to take those arms out, the back as high as the front. Bring that knee right over the ankle. Beautiful. And turn the head to gaze out over the front fingertips. Virabhadrasana 2. We're going to engage the bandhas. So we have the Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor. We're going to engage and lift up. These are energy seals or locks. So as we breathe, we will seal the vitality and life force in our body. Second bandha is Uddiyana Bandha, right by the belly button below, and we're just going to engage it and bring it up a little. Jarandala, the chin comes in and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. So when we hold these three locks and we breathe, we lock that dynamic prana, life force energy into the body. So let's do that now. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Nice deep flowing breaths. One more breath. And on the exhale, let's drop the back arm to the back leg. We're going to move into reverse warrior. Front arm is going to come up, gazing up towards the heavens. Engage those bandhas and breathe. And feeling your empowerment. Feeling that sense of you get to choose for happiness. You get to choose for joy. You get to choose for peace of mind. Inhale, reaching up, and then exhale, we're going to hinge and swoop that front arm, that's the side angle, to rest on the front leg. And it's very little weight on that arm. Your body is mostly holding you up. Back arm has come up alongside the body, nice straight line, a line of energy from the back leg along the side of the body and out the fingertips. And we're going to engage those bandhas and we're going to breathe. And we're going to feel that empowerment. That regardless of what is happening outside of us, we can be bigger than our circumstances. We can still choose that infinite availability of happiness and love and joy and peace that is within us always, that is accessed within. One more deep breath as you reach those fingertips up. Beautiful. And as we exhale, we're going to straighten that front leg. This is when you can use a block if you like. And here you have a block if you like, or you can just come down to the floor. I prefer the floor. Try to stack those shoulders if you can. A little micro bend in the knee. We don't want to lock the front knee, but straight. Both legs straight. And let's engage those bandhas and let's bring in that prana and life force with the breath. One more breath, reaching up. And exhaling that hand down. And let's take that back leg and let's swivel it 90 degrees like the front, just for this pose. We're going to root this left hand into either the block or the earth. You're going to twist away from me as you lift the right arm up into a revolved triangle. See if you can reach that back heel down towards the floor. And engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Inhale, reaching up, and then exhale, bringing that hand down. And let's move into our pyramid. You can bring that back foot to 30 degrees, and then just relaxing the head and the chest in towards that front leg. Engaging those bandhas, and let's bring in the prana with the breath. Beautiful. And we're going to move into Vera 1, Warrior 1. We're going to bring that ankle right, that knee right over the ankle, and coming up onto your knee first, hinging up. We're going to go into a high lunge, Warrior 1. We're going to square those hips so that left leg is back. I'm going to bring that left hip forward a little so it's square with the right. And then I'll bring that knee back over my ankle, setting up my alignment now, and then bring the arms up into a Virabhadrasana 1. Let's engage those bandhas. Bring in that life force into the body. One more deep breath. Reaching up. Beautiful. And let's relax those hands down to the waist for a minute. Let's take a little step with that back leg. Bring those feet a little closer together. We're going to move into Virabhadrasana 3. It's a balancing pose. So what I like to do first thing is bring all that weight onto the front leg. And really imagining the roots are coming down in that front leg, and I'm grounded on the earth. And then hinging forward, bringing the back leg up and the arms out in front. They could be on the side as well. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Find a point in front of you you can gaze at, a drishti. One more breath. Beautiful, and hinging down. Beautiful job, and coming to face forward. Nice wide stance again. Beautiful. And we're going to work on our 5-pointed star first. So we have 5 lines of energy. We're talking more and more about lines of energy. They're all coming from the solar plexus, our power center, our empowerment center. Going down both legs, into the feet and the earth. Energy coming up the core of the body, out both arms and fingertips. And then it's coming straight up and out the crown. So find those 5 simultaneous lines of energy, pressing into those gently, engaging the bandhas, and let's breathe. Beautiful job. And let's bring the hands to the waist, and we're going to set up for our goddess now. Let's bring those feet in. And we're working now from the heart. Line of energy is coming from the heart, and it's going to be coming out the palms of the hands. So our arms are going to come up. Palms of the hands can either face out to the world, to send your heartfelt blessings to the world, or they're going to come in toward yourself if you need some extra energy today, I suppose. And we're going to bend the knees, and the knees are going to go over the feet, and find your squat. It can be way low, it can be way high, it can be something in the middle. And engage those bandhas, and let's breathe. Open-hearted, fully empowered. All the love we'll ever need is within us. Happiness is always a choice only we can make. And we can make that choice regardless of anything external. One more breath. Beautiful, and coming up. Good job. Let's go into a wide leg forward fold. So keeping the hands on the hips here, we're going to stick that tailbone out and begin to hinge at our hips. Hinging down. So you come down, you can come down to the block, or you can come down to the floor. Whatever feels best for you. And relaxing that head. Little micro bend in the legs, but otherwise straight. Engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe. Beautiful. Let's go side to side, maybe a little side to side stretch. You can bend that knee. Going from side to side. Keeping that breath flowing. And coming back to center, we're going to bring the hands back to the waist, lifting the head first, and then the heart as you hinge up at your hips. When we hinge up at the hips, we always want to lift the head and heart first to protect that lower back. When we roll up one vertebrae at a time, the head and heart are last. So we're going to go to the other side now on our warrior flow. So we're going to adjust that back foot to 30 degrees, front foot is 90. And move to the other side. Find the distance that's comfortable for your stance. And as you bring the knee over the ankle, if it starts to go forward, you want to widen the stance. There you go. So if we keep that ankle behind the knee behind the ankle or just above it, that protects the knee. When it goes forward of the ankle, put some strain on the knee. So it's okay if it goes a little behind, but we don't want it to go forward when we're standing in this pose. And here we are again. Pelvis is facing knee, arms out, same height, turning the head to gaze out over the front fingertips in Vera Madrasana 2. Engage those bandhas, those energy locks, and breathe. One more deep breath. Feeling yourself as that empowered warrior, sovereign, autonomous, and free. And on your exhale, bring the back arm to the back leg, front arm up into a nice Viparita Virabhadrasana, reverse warrior. And engage those bandhas and let's breathe. The energy is coming now from the heart up the extended fingertips. One more deep breath, reaching up. And on your exhale, we're going to swoop that front arm to very gently rest on the front leg. Back arm is going to come up alongside the body. Again, line of energy from the back foot, lungs, the whole body, and out the extended fingertips. And engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Bring in the prana. One more deep breath. Beautiful job. We're going to straighten that front leg. Bring that lower hand down to either the block or the earth. Reaching the top arm up, shoulders stacked. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe in our Trikonasana triangle. One more deep breath, reaching up. And as you exhale, we're going to bring that hand down. And we're going to move into a revolved triangle. So we're going to Bring a hand on either side of the front foot. Hinge that back foot to 90 degrees as well. Rooting that right hand into the block or the earth. Twisting away from me as you lift that left arm up into a revolved triangle. Engaging those bandhas, and let's bring in the prana. One more breath. Reaching up and exhaling down. And let's moving into our pyramid. And if any time you need to take a break, you're always welcome to take a break. We always stay in the feel so good zone. If you ever go into pain, back off. This is your practice. Resting in pyramid. Forward folds are always a surrendered state. Surrendering to our own heart. Staying in our own business. Listening to our own truth. And by being true to ourselves, we are fully empowered in our lives. When we are true to our own heart, our own truths. Beautiful. Move into Vera 1. Bringing that knee so it's right over the front ankle. Back leg can come back. Back foot can come 30 degrees. Coming up to your cat, up to the thighs, the quadriceps. And let's square those hips before we come into the full pose. So my right leg is back. I'm going to bring the right hip forward a little bit to square those hips. And then bring that ankle back, that knee back over the ankle. And then I'm bring the arms up into a nice extended Vera 1. Engaging those bandhas, and let's bring in that life force energy as we seal those bandhas and breathe. One more deep breath, reaching up. Beautiful job. And then let's take one step forward with that back foot. Let's bring the hands to the hips again. And we're going to move into Vera 3. So we're going to bring the weight and the energy of the body onto that front foot, that front leg, feeling that leg rooted in to the earth, beginning to hinge forward, bringing that back leg up, front arms in front, finding the drishti, and breathe. One more breath. And coming back down. Beautiful. And facing forward again. Beautiful job. And we'll move into our 5-pointed star one more time. Feeling those 5 lines of energy. Engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe. Five simultaneous intentions. 5-pointed star. One more deep breath, reaching out into those lines of energy. And let's go down into goddess. Let's bring the feet out, knees out over the feet, arms up, heart open. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Find your squat. Beautiful. And let's come up. Move into wide leg forward fold, sticking that tailbone out, hinging forward and coming down into a nice forward fold. Relaxing the head. Breathing into this nice inversion here. And beginning to stretch the legs side to side. Keeping that breath flowing. And coming back to center. Bringing the hands, the hips. Let's come back up. Beautiful job. Let's move into a balance pose, and then we're going to come down to the floor, do a few floor things, and move into a Samadhi, a little extended Savasana, which is a real treat for the consciousness. So let's move into a really easy balancing pose, and it's called flamingo. And as you know, flamingos usually stand on one leg. So choose your leg. I'm going to choose my right leg right now, and bring your weight and your energy to that right leg. And then we're going to take that left leg and we're just going to lift it up like a flamingo does. And I like to hold the hands out like a little flamingo too. So as we hold this pose, engaging the bandhas, and let's breathe. One more breath. And bringing that leg down, the arms down. Beautiful. Let's move over to the left leg, bringing all our energy into that left leg, all the weight into the left leg, very little weight in the right leg. And just feeling that left leg grounded and secure on the earth. And we're going to lift the right leg up, and bring the hands in. And engage those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And releasing down. Beautiful job. Add one more standing pose before we go into the standing yoga mudra and down on the floor, and that's a chair. I'm going to go sideways for that. And chair pose is a really good strengthener of your legs. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the buttocks back like we're sitting on a chair. And do your best. Once you get into that, it's an invisible chair, so you've got to use your leg strength to hold you up and engage those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Beautiful. And coming up, and let's move right into standing yoga mudra, clasping those hands behind us, stretching them out as you begin to hinge down forward and lifting those hands up. And engage the bandhas and breathe in this beautiful honoring of the heart. Heart is the highest organ in the body. And on your next exhale, releasing the hands and coming down onto the mat. Let's come up onto our knees. We're on our knees, we're nice and high up. Bring the hands to the small of the back. We're going to open the chest. We're going to move into a camel. So the hips are going to stay above the knees. And so if we move back, we're going to be moving the hips back. Keeping those hips aligned and above the knees. Elbows are coming in towards each other. And we can just open up that heart and move into a nice back bend, feeling the chest opening up. Head is in alignment with the spine. Make sure those hips are over the knees. And if you'd like to challenge yourself a little more, you can come down to the heels, or you can come up onto your toes and bring those heels up a little bit. And move into your pose, bringing those hips back over the knees. And engage those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Beautiful. And let's come up. And let's move into a child's pose. Opening up those legs a little so that you can rest right between the knees. Beautiful. And coming forward. Let's bring those legs out. Let's come down onto our backs. And we're going to move into a little bridge to start. So let's press into those feet and lift those hips up halfway. Sometimes called a two-legged table. Here we are, just holding those hips up, feeling those sensations, fully connected to the body, true to our hearts, sovereign, bigger than our circumstances, choosing love and happiness and peace, true wealth, regardless of external circumstances, needing no one else's approval because we have our own, fully empowered, and coming down one vertebrae at a time, nice and slowly. And then bringing those knees into the chest, rolling back and forth, and remembering, and being empowered is the opposite of being a victim. So as we intend for this full empowerment of our own being, we realize we have to give up and release all stories of being a victim. So we're going to go into another bridge, but this is going to be a full bridge. So we're going to press into the feet, lift those hips, and we're going to arch the back, come up onto the shoulders, and clasp the hands underneath you. Knees are hip width apart. Don't let them flop open. Keep them hip width apart. Nice arch in the back. In your bridge. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. One more breath, lifting up as high as you can. And on the exhale, releasing the hands, releasing the shoulders, coming down one vertebrae at a time like a string of pearls. And when you're all the way down, the lumbar spine, the sacrum and tailbone has relaxed. Let's bring the knees into the chest and rock back and forth. Releasing and relaxing that lower back. Beautiful. And let's do a nice twist here, nice supine twist. I'm going to keep the right knee up, the right foot on the floor for right now. And I'm going to stretch out the left leg. I'm going to come up onto that left side just a little. Then I'm going to start to bring that right knee over to the left hand, guiding the knee over. And finding your edge here, never forcing, just finding that gentle edge where you feel the effort. Taking the right arm out, and I'm going to turn the head to gaze out over the right fingertips. And breathe. This nice deep twist. Beautiful job releasing the knee, coming back so you're flat on your back, and we're going to switch legs. So my left knee is up, right leg is extended. I'm going to come up onto the right side just an inch, and the left leg is going to come over to the right hand guiding the left leg over. Now a nice twist. I'm going to take the left arm straight out 90 degrees, and I'm going to gaze out over those left fingertips. This is really great in bringing energy to the spine, those erector spinae muscles around the spine. Also cleanses the internal organs. It's like we're wringing out like a rag and you twist it. All that energy that no longer serves. And breathe. And release the knee. Knee back to center. And let's bring those knees into the chest. Again, rock back and forth. Let's bring those legs up into a nice inversion. If you'd like to come up into the half shoulder stand, you can do that. Otherwise, you can just keep the legs up. You're still getting the same inversion, a nice break for those veins. I call it a vein vacation. This gravity is now bringing all that blood to the heart rather than the veins having to pump it up to the heart from the legs. So if you want to go into half shoulder stand, lifting those hips, grabbing the small of the back, feet right up over the head, and breathe. And you can hinge those legs into a plow. I like to keep the legs parallel to the earth to protect the lower back. And coming down, you're going to curl up into a little ball and come down one vertebrae at a time. You can bring the hands down to the mat to help guide the body down. Beautiful job. And we're going to move into a fish from here, extending those legs straight out so you're flat on your back. Palms of the hands are facing down. And you're going to bring the hands underneath the buttocks, palms down. Snug those elbows into the body nice and tight. Press into those elbows as you lift the head, lift the heart up, and then we're going to gently drop the head down so the crown of the head is resting on the mat. The nice arch in the upper back, the upper thoracics. And let's breathe. Next inhale, lifting up. And exhale, coming down. Beautiful job. Let's release those hands from under the buttocks, and let's bring the knees into the chest, rocking back and forth. And let's bring the feet together in a souped up Adho Konasana, supine butterfly. So the soles of the feet are connected, wrapping the hands around the feet. And then let's gently pulling those feet in towards the body, opening the hips, engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe in this nice supine butterfly. Breathing into the belly, engaging those bandhas. Beautiful job. Let's bring those feet up so that the soles of the feet are facing the sky in a baby pose. Knees are out wide. Hands are wrapped around the outer edges of the feet. And let's gently pull those knees down towards the earth, opening up those hips even more, engaging the bandhas, and let's bring in the prana. Deep belly breaths. One more breath. And let's roll around in happy baby, Ananda Balasana, just kicking the feet around, embodying, creating that sacred embodiment. It's what the babies do. They learn about their body, they discover they have feet, and they can move those feet, and they become more and more embodied. And that's what we're doing as adults even. Just becoming more and more embodied, more empowered in this body temple to serve the light, to serve love, to serve truth, the truth of our own hearts, our own souls, keeping the breath flowing. And when you're ready, bringing the feet down to the mat, the knees are up. We're going to move into our releases, our final releases. They're really important when we do an extended savasana, so that lower back is really comfortable. So bringing the hands on the hips, we're going to begin to swivel the hips. We're laying on the earth. Nothing is going to lift up off the earth. We're just going to swivel the hips. So as I begin to swivel, I can feel that left hip drop down towards the left heel. The right hip is coming up towards the right armpit. And as I swivel the opposite direction, left hip is coming up towards the armpit. Right hip is coming down towards the heel. And continuing to swivel those hips. And breathe. And coming back to center and beginning to move into our hip pointers. So I'm going to keep this right hip rooted into the earth, the right butt cheek rooted onto the mat. And I'm going to lift the left hip up and I'm going to point it up towards the sky. So that right butt cheek is going to come up off the mat. And then I'm going to release that down. Root the left butt cheek into the earth and lift the right hip, pointing that up, adding a little tiny twist in the lumbar spine, releasing and relaxing that low back, hip pointers, just moving from side to side, pointing one hip at a time up towards the heaven, always keeping one buttocks rooted into the earth. And breathe into the belly. Moving nice and slowly, consciously noticing sensation in your body. And coming back to center. We're going to move now into cat-cow, supine cat-cow. So as you go into cat, you're going to feel the small of the back, that lumbar spine pressing into the earth, tailbones tucked under. And as you exhale, you're going to arch that back up off the earth, sticking the tailbone out towards the earth. Moving back and forth, flexion and extension of the spine. Keeping the breath flowing. Noticing the body and all the sensations. And coming back to center. Beautiful job. Keeping those knees up. We're going to walk the feet a little further apart from each other. Wider and wider till you get the feet come to the wide edges of the mat. Knees are up. And we're going to drop one knee at a time into the center. Keeping that breath flowing. Feeling that deep sense of empowerment as you are the source of your own love. You are the one that makes yourself important. You choose happiness for yourself, regardless of what's happening on the external, regardless of circumstances. It's your choice. You're fully empowered to choose. We create our reality through the thoughts we think, and we are empowered to choose those thoughts, those mental images. So we're empowered to choose our life circumstances. Many, as we adjust our vibration to the highest state we can possibly, we attract that same vibration in external circumstances. Keeping the breath flowing. Like attracts like. And coming back to center, and we're going to keep those knees up and walk those feet back together and do our very last release here. We're going to drop the knees over to one side. And take that top leg and bring it up and bring it all the way over to the other side, allowing that bottom leg to follow. And moving back and forth top leg comes over, or if you'd like to just bring both knees over together, side to side, whichever works best for you. You can mix it up, keeping the breath flowing, noticing the sensations. And coming back to center, and let's bring those knees into the chest for a final release. Rocking back and forth. And then extending the legs out and getting into a nice comfortable Savasana position for yourself. You may want to put a blanket over you. You may want to put an eye pillow over your eyes. We're going to move directly into a nice Samadhi. So resting in a real comfortable position on the earth with the legs a little wider apart than normal, arms a little outside the body, palms up, receptive, and allowing the entire body to just sink into the earth. Feeling that support of the physical earth holding your body. You're safe. You're supported. You can relax. And we're going to move through the koshas all the way to the Anandamaya kosha, the bliss body, and the Samadhi state. So I invite you to bring your awareness to the Annamaya kosha, the physical body kosha. This kosha is your physical body. Sensing the back of the body resting on the earth. And bringing your awareness to the front of your body. Bring your awareness to the entire right side of the body. The right leg, the right hip, the right ribs, the right shoulder and arm, the right side of the neck, the right side of the face and the head, the right ear, the right eye. And bringing your awareness now to the left side of the body, the left leg, the left hip, the left ribs, the left shoulder, the left arm, the left side of the neck, the left side of the face, the left side of the chin, the nose, the left eye, the left ear, the left scalp. And bring your awareness now to the entire lower part of the body, from the waist down. Waist, the pelvis, the hips, the legs, the knees, the ankles, the feet, the toes. Now bring your awareness to the upper half of your body, the abdomen, the lungs, the ribs, the chest, the breastbone, the clavicles, the shoulders, the arms, the elbows, the wrists, the hands, the fingers, the neck, the front of the throat, the back of the neck, the head, the face, the skull, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the jaw, the ears, top of the crown. Bringing your awareness to the entire physical body, the entire Anamaya Kosha, 360 degrees, front and the back, the top and the bottom, the right and the left. All your awareness on this entire physical being, this entire Anamaya Kosha, physical body. And I invite you to take a nice deep breath into the lower belly. As we move into the Pranamaya Kosha. And this Pranamaya Kosha extends out away from the physical body. And it also goes deeper inward, in towards the inner being. It expands both directions. It's your energy body, your prana body. Includes all the energy systems, the chakras, all the meridians, the nadis, the koshas, the pranavayas. Noticing this energy around your body, tingling, vibrating, your aura. Keeping that prana flowing through the belly and diving inward into the inner sensations, the inner aliveness, the inner prana. You may feel your heart beating. Inner pulsations, vibrations. The Pranamaya Kosha. Honoring all those prana systems, those energy bodies and energy systems that support the physical body. And moving now into the Manamaya Kosha as we get in touch with the emotional being and the mental body. Noticing the emotions that are present within you now and leaning into them, not pushing anything away. Just being in observation mode and feeling fully what is arising emotionally in your being. Basking in that nectar. And moving into one point of focus. We use that mental body to focus and allow us to enter into that Vijnanamaya Kosha. Using a one-pointed focus, it could be a word or an image that you can focus your concentration on. Choose that now. Don't change your mind. And just focus on that for a few moments. If you don't have anything, just focus on the breath. Concentrating on this one point of focus. Just a few more breaths as you keep your focus centered and concentrated on this one point. And releasing this concentration and resting your consciousness in pure awareness, pure observation, noticing, listening, sensing, simply observing without judgment, total neutral observer. If thinking arises, simply guide yourself back into observation and noticing. Rest in awareness. And as you rest in this awareness, pure conscious awareness, allow yourself to naturally enter into the state of Samadhi. Where you become everything and no one thing in particular. Everywhere, nowhere. Perfect silent stillness. Basking in that silent stillness. all the way in, all the way out, everywhere, nowhere, everything, nothing. Being the watcher. Beginning to breathe into your belly, your lower abdomen. Start to bring yourself back into the body, into that pranamaya kosha. Energy body and the physical body, the Annamaya kosha. A few more deep breaths into the belly as you integrate back. Getting to feel the physical body, feeling the body on the earth, feeling that earth supporting the physical body as you integrated back into your Annamaya kosha, the physical body. Beginning to wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes, stretching the body out, really coming into the body. And then when you're ready, rolling over to one side or the other, and taking a nice deep integrated breath here. Being mindful and very aware and observant of all the shifts in energy as you roll over to your side. Organs shift, fluids shift, the energy shift. And gently and kindly coming up to the seated position. And taking this time now to scan the body again, noticing where's the physical body at, the energy body, where's the emotions, noticing where you're at on every level of your being. Without judgment, without changing anything, just simply noticing. Noticing yourself deeply. And take yourself back to that intention you set at the beginning of practice, stating it silently to yourself a couple times and basking in those emotions that come along with that intention, with that heart's desire, that dream. See if I have a chant inside me today, spontaneous chant. Haven't done that for a little while. Utmeya ki humya teheya haya ute ki minya tehe. Ute ki minya teheya haya ute ki minya tehe. Utmaya. Any kenny utimaya. Any kenny utimaya. Hiya tehe. Utmaya Hinyatehe. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of light, of truth, and of peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for Ecstatic Yoga Warrior Flow with Samadhi. I am Grace, wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.